If you pick up some of the concepts that are really important in mental health, like social and economic participation, going to work, going to school, being involved, and you pick up some of the other ideas like being connected in society to stay well, then if you become unwell, you lose those things very quickly. So one of the big drivers at the moment, economically and socially, not just medically and neurobiologically, is that of early intervention. If you ever start to get unwell as a child, as a teenager, in adult life, that you do something, or the health system or whoever you interact with does something quickly to assist you before you lose your job, before you're out of school, before you've got no friends, before you lose connection with your family. So the concept of early intervention, very much in clinical parts of mental health these days, is actually intervening early at any stage of onset of illness to prevent at least the social disability. Now, it doesn't matter which disease or which illness we're talking about, childhood anxiety, childhood autism, adolescent depression, adolescent onset psychosis, cognitive decline in later life, depression in later life. You can have an early intervention perspective for all of those disorders, because what you're trying to do is provide the most help for the problem people have got and also most protect against loss of connection, loss of social economic participation. So this is a really important concept that's come into mental health, much as in other areas of medicine. The sooner we get in and do useful things, we may slow the progress of that particular illness. But even more importantly, we may make sure that you keep the life that matters and you stay connected and you don't lose that. Because even if you get better from the illness, if you've lost all that stuff, you're a whole lot worse off. A common misunderstanding in mental health is that when we talk about early intervention, we must be talking about children, because everything else in life, to intervene early, means grab a child before they get fat, grab a child before they develop a particular illness, grab a child before they go to school, make the most of the situation to intervene early. So that, in a longitudinal life perspective, is true. If you can do effective things in childhood, you often change lifetime trajectories. But actually in clinical medicine and clinical mental health, it means something a little different. Early intervention really means at the start of any particular illness phase, in childhood, in adolescence, in later life, that you intervene early for the particular problem. There's a different concept, which is really one of prevention, trying throughout life to stop the onset of problems. And one of the main periods for prevention, of course, is childhood or adolescence, before you ever get a problem. That's a good time to prevent, rather than to wait much later in life when you've actually got these sets of problems. So we have some terminology issues here that are important to sort out. Early intervention can occur at any stage of life for any of the major disorders we're talking about. From a prevention point of view, two big opportunities. One in childhood to prevent childhood and adolescent problems, and one in midlife to prevent late life problems like cognitive decline and dementia. So prevention, childhood and adolescence, and midlife for different sets of problems. Early intervention, any stage of life.